Series Spring Cup presented by Mobile One. Let's send another team home.
Earlier on, it was said that First Killer could 13v1 and come out the victor, but can he, Subi, smash through the green wall that has fallen from the upper bracket? I did ask Subi a question. I heard him personally. It was a great answer, but he's apparently muted coming through. But that's all good because FaZe Clan have got more than just First Killer. They've, of course, got Typical. They've, of course, got Mist. And earlier on, yes, First Killer was the man. He was the guy who was making it all work for the boys in red. But Optic Gaming, they had a pretty disappointing performance when they were up against version 1. A complete 4-0 against them. They couldn't take a single game. Instead, we're going to have to see a very different team. Seeing Rettles go for a couple of demos early on, though, is going to push First Killer into that terrifying position of defense. A good shot long by Mist, tipped towards the left wall by First Killer, and removed from the pitch very quickly by Magic Bear. Optic, they've got a lot of work to do, because right now it's just going to be FaZe doing everything they can do to make yet another major. Bear in mind that they were a grand finalist against Carmine Corp, and they made it tough for KC as well at that. But a 9th position is not a position fitting for them. They need to be sitting near the top of North America in one of those top 3 spots, and for them, realistically, you're looking at a top 2. Optic Gaming, their story is a little bit different because they've had incredible success. They've turned it around a lot so far in the spring split so far. They're currently 2nd, just behind Complexity, and only 1 point ahead of Gen G. They're going to be very happy that Gen G went out. But if they can get more of a performance here, after losing earlier today, then they just get a few more points and they're going to push themselves even further ahead, and maybe even ahead of Complexity if they do extraordinarily well. Minute and a half gone and a long shot coming in, but nothing that Magic Bear isn't going to be able to deal with. Typical on that backboard, tips it round, no one there, however, until actually missed from the side angle, got it on target, saved away from a very acute angle by AJ. Typical now up high, Rettles to receive, but gives that ball away quite easily, so Mist can fly in, finds First Killer on the side, a long shot, sniping the net. First Killer finds it in 2 minutes. It's FaZe with a brilliant counter-attack. The midfield pass rocketed straight towards that net, and a demo just to obscure us a little bit on the gold. Golden Dragons flying their way out of the net. And FaZe with a good early start to the game. Optic held on for a little while, but unsure whether that was going to be holding on for a huge amount in this game at least.
Sorry to leave you alone there for a minute, Stumpy. You know, just had to see how you could do treading water. You did well, 2 minutes. Not as well as FaZe Clan and First Killer. I mean, the success continues for him. Just seems like he cannot miss.
I mean, seeing a couple of chances here from FaZe has just led to Optic now trying to have a push of their own. A great pass central again, and a few times the opportunities where you see those passes coming in, they only open up by having a few more demos as well at that. First Killer up expeditiously on that ball with a corner boost pickup. It falls now to Typical to then be dribbling down the other side, but with no boost, he won't be able to get too far after his couple of great passes earlier. First Killer passing central, but Mist isn't there. And the pass back, the 1-2-3! The adaptation on the play from FaZe. That's not how they envisioned it, but their final goal was exactly the same.
I love the unselfish play there from Typical to just gently pass that one over to First Killer. He had no shot on target, but First Killer did, and FaZe Clan, all gears churning in this one.
That's a lovely play too. I'm sure that pass was meant to go to Mist originally. The fact that Typical turns straight back round on it, can then get the pass again back to First Killer. Passing plays are such a weakness of mine. I absolutely adore them. Typical receiving the pass from Mist there on the backboard, but a brilliant touch from Rettles. Sends it straight back out to the midfield, and he can continue on that play.
And if there's going to be a difference maker in this series for Optic Gaming, it's got to be Rettles for me. He hasn't had the greatest spring split. When you look at goals per game, he's 2nd from last right now. Just has not been able to find any offensive production, but the bumps and the demos and the aggression is where he can completely change the gameplay for Optic Gaming. But right now, he's just been completely null and void. And that's due to how FaZe Clan is playing.
Yeah, FaZe have clearly changed something between each spring event so far, because this has been a different FaZe Clan to the team that we saw, to be fair, quite rightfully go out in their pretty pitiful position. They didn't look like the team that you see in second going through to the last international major that we had over in San Diego. They needed to change a little bit, and certainly been a lot of work gone on in the back line as well, or rather in the back rooms to make sure that they're going to be able to bring it up in this regional. We find ourselves with under a minute remaining, and Magic Bear wants to continue this push for Optic as they still lack by 2 goals. AJ has to stretch to get back, and a pass towards Rettles. Magic Bear to receive the third. Back to AJ, shot on target! Never mind the 3-man passing play from FaZe, let's make it 4.
Absolutely. Whatever you can do, we can do better. Just making the defense twist and turn on the back line, and AJ with a nice, powerful shot to bring this one within reach.
40 seconds left, and a big galvanizing play for Optic Gaming. A matchup that you'd see in a lot of different esports, but I feel like we rarely see it in Rocket League. A good flip reset from AJ, managing to push miss, be able to get a save away. Magic Bear now tries to snipe down on somebody, a Predator missile trying to come in, isn't able to get anything from it. Instead, the final 20 seconds now begins as Optic Gaming need a goal here, otherwise game 1 goes the way of the Reds.
10 seconds to go here. Game number 1, and a big gaff from Optic Gaming just completely turned this ball over, making it even harder on themselves. AJ's got to keep this one up. He's got Magic Bear downfield. Great challenge by Typical to push this one to the side wall and missed. Gonna hammer it to the floor, and FaZe Clan take game 1.
A confident game 1 as well from FaZe. I feel like then seeing them have such a great push, especially led by First Killer as well, the spearhead for FaZe Clan. Whereas Optic, I felt, really turned on in the final minute and a half or so. That's when they put on most of their pressure against that defense of FaZe that is also incredibly strong. A machine that's definitely whirring back up to the level that we saw them back in winter.
Yeah, it's got to be so tough playing against a team like FaZe Clan, and that man right there, First Killer, when he is popping off the way he has been today, you just got to make sure that you have him marked the entire time up and down the field, because that's the offense from FaZe Clan. That's how they're getting goals. Slow him down, and you're going to make your odds of success even higher.
I mean, Magic Bear's going to make that incredibly tough, though, because, I mean, if he sees anybody on FaZe Clan that's sitting on their laurels, he will drive through and he will destroy them. He, I believe, is now the event leader in demos, which is just ridiculous. He's overtaken Red.
Over Calm?
Com was second coming into yesterday.
Wow.
Rettles was first, and now Magic Bear is now above him. He's had an unbelievable push on that offensive play, especially removing those players. Not necessarily the one who's going to be... So Com is the event leader currently, but then, yeah, Magic Bear has overtaken Rettles, which is just... The amount of aggression that Optic Gaming want to push on their opponents is unbelievable.
Yeah, talk about an annoying team to play against, because not sure how long you're going to be on the field for and how often you're going to get sent back to your own half as Magic Bear tries baiting out miss there. Not going to happen, and First Killer just going to boom this one all the way downfield. He's already in the air trying to read Rettles. I mean, he's feeling confident today, and if you're FaZe Clan, that's how you want him to play, just completely unchained.
It's unchained, but then it's also making sure that as he has been, he can go for the occasional solo play, but also go for the passes, go for his unselfish act, where that is where FaZe are at their absolute best, when he is able to assist. He is one of the best, if not the best second man in the entirety of Rocket League, helping out his teammates. Missed, ignores the ball, goes for the bump, and Typical finishes it off.
You love seeing the Goomba stomp on the goal line. Mist goes up, immediately flies past the ball, and sends Magic Bear back to the dirt as Typical puts FaZe Clan up by 1.
Within a minute as well. That's a great start again for FaZe Clan. The second game, Magic Bear with a brilliant kickoff. First Killer moves AJ to stifle it somewhat and miss straight to the backboard. First up for that shot, actually I think was on target too. And Magic Bear wanting to pad even more with those demos. Chase missed all the way back into his own half, proving why you don't need a demo to be successful on the bumps either. If you just make that contact and even if you just get in the area and you just push the defense, then you can get a few goals from it as well.
I love those drop down passes that are almost 90 degrees, perfect right angle. They're so fun to watch as 2 go from FaZe Clan, but Mist has plenty of time, plenty of space. And Reddles, well read on that, gonna push that one back. And dangerous ball, but here comes Magic Bear. He's got AJ in tow, they both go up, and that's gonna put Reddles in an awkward spot.
First killer removes AJ from the pitch is going to lead to this push back down for FaZe Clan with a touch around the side and Mist central. Magic Bear has to clear it away, does so in the path of AJ, where AJ bumped away from that ball immediately. Nobody having time or space on any of these plays from either team. Considering the aggression that we've got on either side, it's hardly shocking.
Oh, nice try there from Magic Bear. He tried getting some paint onto first killer. AJ couldn't quite squeeze it around as FaZe Clan forced to play a little defense here. Magic Bear gets the bump on first killer, and Reddles. Awkward play there, big mistake, but somehow they maintain possession, and FaZe Clan trying to get some offense started, but again, back on defense. Reddles gets the bump. Magic Bear 1v1, and first killer denies.
Oh, but it was a double demo, though, as Mist then comes in and removes Rettles from the play entirely. Says, if you're going to get rid of my teammates, I'm going to make sure that I cut this out of the source. He's going to try and remove him on the pitch, does so brilliantly. We are now halfway through the game, and AJ wanted to go for that flip reset. Rettles to the ceiling, that's one. The second to the backboard, but first killer is the third point of contact.
So far, it's been great offense that we've been seeing from Optic Gaming. They've been maintaining possession quite well and keeping FaZe Clan at bay, and more importantly, keeping the ball away from first killer, but he finds himself on that side wall. He had the boost. I think he baited out Magic Bear thinking that he was at 0. Smart play there from first killer. This one's gonna go across the top of the box, and Magic Bear hits it over to AJ, but can't quite get the pass down.
And first killer playing with that level of intelligence and the confidence is it's like coming up against a perfect tool assist AI. Magic Bear wishing in a little bit of tool assist there for that shot as it goes off the crossbar, down onto the goal line, but can't get tapped in, which is a shame for him. First kill now in a 1v1, takes the immediate shot, but Magic Bear, a man that has been in the 1v1 arena himself a little bit, manages to save that one away. A miss, though, on that second touch of defense, and an awkward play. Oh boy, shoot on target. That goes over. Magic Bear to the corner. AJ central. A scrappy time for Optic Gaming and a bad time for it as we enter the 1 minute mark.
65 seconds to go here in game number 2. And Optic Gaming searching for their first goal here, trying to tie it up. As Reddles bombs this one downfield, turned away nicely by first killer. Smart clear there towards the side wall, towards a teammate to try and work this ball downfield. 45 seconds remain, and Mist trying to extend the lead. Gets it over 1, but forces Magic Bear in an awkward spot and to use the boost. Smart play there to get that ball high.
It's a lovely pop as well from Mist there. As I say, just wasting a couple of seconds, make sure that it burns some boost to challenge him. Mist onto the backboard, can't follow from it, doesn't matter because AJ is there to clear, unless he just literally isn't, misses it. 25 seconds ticking down in the second game with FaZe already with the series lead.
Oh, baby. Oh, it's so tough. He slows the ball down, the pass comes in hot, and the shot comes out spicy.
I love that land, the wave dash pass over towards Mist, can shoot it dead center, but with the speed isn't going to be able to be saved away. 18 seconds and just a scarier scoreline to be staring down, but off the kickoff, Magic Bear with a good chance, gets 50 into the corner, perfectly for Mist as well, but an immediate challenge for AJ. And AJ looking like a player that has got a little bit more to give in this series, along with his teammates, because Optic, we saw them better earlier on. Oh, did we? They still got 4-0, but you'd hate to go 8-0 on the day. Their 6th consecutive loss in this tournament so far, and FaZe's 8th consecutive win.
You know, I think Gibbs said it best on the desk, where Optic Gaming just came out flat today, and that flatness has just continued on. Curious to see if they're going to be taking a timeout after this one to try and get some carbonation in their play.
They're taking that timeout, CB, and also that was FaZe's 9th win in a row. I apologize. No, it was their 8th. I'm still being silly. Yeah, Optic getting that timeout. The perfect time to do it. Take it after 2. Do not take it after 3. I'll hammer this point home near enough every single time. Do not wait until that devastating final match.
Yeah, you can't be trying to come back from a reverse sweep and trying to figure it out then. It's just seems like you're already clocked in on overtime and, you know, it's time to head home. But for Optic Gaming, see him talking it out, trying to figure out how to slow down FaZe Clan, because in game number 2, first killer, while he was involved all over the field, he wasn't involved offensively. No goals, no assists, only 2 shots credited to his name. So it's just so dangerous. I know we've talked about it in the past where when FaZe Clan is playing like this, where first killer has the potential to just take over not only a game but a series, and then Typical and Mist are also playing well, this is a team that is potentially world champions.
It's a long way to go before we get to Worlds, especially for FaZe trying to climb their way up the rankings too. They finished in 8th so far. They're sitting alongside NRG and version 1 in their points as well. So it's not a great place for them. They're outside that spot to get through to that spring major. Yes, they're in a good spot, I mean, for Worlds contention, but you need to make sure that you are getting to every major that you can, especially getting the grand final at the previous major. We saw how well Carmine Corp have done so far, especially in a stronger Europe than ever. FaZe Clan, they need to do the same.
It's going to be tough, as you see first killer.
What is that room, by the way? Why is that just such a
marble
gorgeous
floors?
room?
Looks like a Peloton in the corner or something. I don't know. I don't ride bikes, but
yeah.
that is gorgeous.
And his room overlooks some amazing mountains as well.
I know, small picture window. It's incredible.
That's not a picture.
It's just weird that there's another window to the left covered by blinds.
Oh, sure, of course. But that is just a gorgeous room. It's either gorgeous or it's a dentist waiting room. I'm not too sure which one. I like it personally, but maybe he's going for that dentist vibe because that man is clinical.
Yeah, that's why that chair can lean all the way back to about 170 degrees.
And there's a man waiting next to him wearing a full smock and mask, ready to look at his teeth.
Okay, we've gone way too far. I don't know what's going on now. I don't know where we are, but here we are, back in the Spring Cup. Game number 3, Optic Gaming, trying to make sure they don't get swept and find their first win in 7 games.
I mean, with FaZe on the current tear that they are, and first killer putting forward that touch. No, you're not getting away with this. First killer getting the reset from that initial touch onto the crossbar down.
Gross.
Yes, there's taps towards Typical with AJ, but good God, man.
It is just a clinic right now from first killer. So impressive to watch him play, and it was impressive to see Typical as well with the patience to not press forward and just wait, just in case that ball squeaks out. It fell right into his lap. As AJ, nice touch there to keep it away. Now we've got numbers, but Mist takes that one away to keep the offense going for FaZe Clan. And right now, Optic Gaming need to figure out some way to control this midfield and, more importantly, control FaZe Clan.
It's a pretty devastating stat when I say that so far, Optic today have a -11 goal differential. They have scored 4 and they have conceded 16. That is a really, really poor look for Optic Gaming, and they need to turn it around. Raw Greg, during that timeout, needs to have more words for them than I'm sure can exist in a timeout only 2 minutes long.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Atta kid. Do a little twist. Do a little twirl. And put that bear over them all.
He's been in hibernation today, all right? But now he's come out, he's got a tummy full of acorns, or whatever it is that bears eat. And he has found himself a goal at the end. Brilliant play from Majbear to get over 2 defenders. The chance of Mist here to go low with this, with a reset as well. He isn't managing to use it, and 90 seconds elapsed, starting those cogs for Optic Gaming to turn in their favor.
Should we just try and do as many bear puns as we can this series?
I think we would get a lot of hate.
It would be unbearable.
Yeah.
We might have to take a pause for a moment.
I'm not continuing this trend. It's not okay.
Oh, okay, says the guy talking about dentist office and guy in a smock and a mask and fair enough.
Weird. It's not weird till you made it weird. 2 minutes have gone, Subi. It starts now for FaZe to be continuing their push down the pitch, but a good counter-attack starting to form in favor of Optic Gaming with one challenge and a very patient Rettles. He gets punted into the corner. The physicality from FaZe starting to turn it on against the team that have played it all so far today. One pass low, Rettles has to dive in behind AJ to get that shot away.
Well, this is going to be a tough one as a 50-50 and a demo comes out. Rettles on Typical, but first killer keeps this ball alive. Well played is missed, patiently waiting top of the box. AJ gonna boom this one over to Magic Bear, and that's an awkward ball to try and wrangle in, as that's gonna just turn back over right into the hands of FaZe Clan. And Optic Gaming unable to get this ball out of their own half. They're struggling with boost numbers. All 3 members below 50. They're able to get this ball nearly past midfield, but right away, Typical just keeps the pressure coming.
I feel like even though there's a couple of misses on that backboard, FaZe still aren't reading it. They can read each other just fine, though, with Mist finding First Killer, and Typical thinking that chance was not going to find him. Instead, it does. A good dribble from Magic Bear, where he fakes out a couple of defenders on the side of FaZe Clan as well. Missed to receive it in his own 6-yard box. And just chances are starting to appear for Optic Gaming. They've definitely turned it around since that timeout.
1,000,000% doing a much better job of capitalizing on every opportunity that they have, because so far in game number 3, only 2 shots, and both of them coming from the hand of Magic Bear. They haven't been able to really control midfield. They haven't felt their offense fully in swing just yet. But here comes First Killer off the side wall, plenty of space. How does he always find it? He just seems alone, left on an island all the time. They've got to continue to man him up.
Rattles with a great catch, fakes out Mist, but you can do all the faking you want. Just absolutely send it, and the double miss! No! First Killer does the simplest free play touch to the backboard, tries to challenge them, and they both fail, crossing like swords on an ancient wall, and First Killer able to tap it home easy as you like. And to be honest, a completely pathetic display from Optic on the defense there. First gave them a multiple choice quiz where all of the answers were the same apart from one, and they all unanimously said, yep, it's the different one. It has to be the different one. No!
First Killer put that ball on a tee, and they just came out and struck out. You cannot miss that. It is unacceptable at this level of play, and Optic Gaming might just find themselves in a 3-0 hole because of it. They need to score here. Reddles, soft touch towards the net, gets the demo, keeps things alive, but great rotation from First Killer as Magic Bear looking for the bump. AJ with the follow-up, but denied by the crossbar, and here comes Mist. Reddles has to get away from First Killer and does so. 20 seconds to go. Optic Gaming searching for one.
Great catch from Misto, just to slow down the play a little bit more, then flicks it high, making them burn a bit of boost just to challenge. Bear in mind, there's still only 2-1, it's still incredibly close. And AJ from that back line goes towards the right side of the pitch with 15 boost, sends it central, no one's there. Rattles is a few footsteps farther away than AJ thought that he would be. Another ball sent long, another midfield block by FaZe, and it's just another one, and it's another game win for FaZe Clan.
My goodness. Threw that one in the bin. Did Optic Gaming. They were playing so well until they weren't.
Started brilliantly.
They did. And it just, that's the way that your life can just fall apart in the RLCS. It is so easy to just give it away as we turn towards the Mobile 1 high-performance replays and get a look at Magic Bear over 2 of FaZe Clan. Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Right, if that happens in my ranked game, I forfeit. I close the game, and I go for a walk. Because that is... I'm upset doing that in Champ 3. If I see my teammates do it, I'm not flaming them, because you shouldn't flame people in Rocket League, of course. But I'm silently flaming them in my head. Maybe I'm screaming in my house. But that is just... It's just completely not okay. It was so out of character for any RLCS team, and yet it happened.
Especially for a player like AJ. Just so clutch, so key in so many moments. But right now, Optic Gaming have made this extremely hard for themselves. They need to pull out a reverse sweep to make this happen, but we've had one of those in recent history, so it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Optic are going to want to try and work their way a little bit away from that 1-2 scoreline, because 5 of their 7 game losses today have been conceding 2 and scoring just the 1. So they're going to want to try and get that early one, then make it 2. They've got a much better chance of it, but their timeout stats are equally as poor They've gone 1-4, so 1-5 now after that one, after calling a timeout. Typically, it benefits the team that calls it a lot more, but you're also in a dire situation when you do call it. So Optic Gaming are on a real flubber here in the Spring Cup.
Nice push there from Reddles and causing a little chaos there as First Killer and Mist get tied up. But currently, Optic Gaming sitting at a -5 here in this series. Only 2 goals to speak of, and when you tally up the shots as well, those are few and far between. So for them, it's just been a matter of holding on for dear life, trying to keep that pulse alive, and Typical puts them in a coffin with this backdoor shot.
Yet again, FaZe start early, and they start it with a team play. From First Killer to Typical, the duo is deadly, and in 1 minute and 5 seconds, First Killer find themselves yet another lead.
So impressive. The poise, the confidence, the coolness that we're seeing on the field from FaZe Clan. Coming out, trying to make, obviously, much better results than the Open.
Bit too much on that.
They want to show you that that was just a fluke. And great demo from AJ as Reddles puts that one right back over to AJ. They got to get out of these corners. Offense so tough to work out of, especially against FaZe Clan when you've got defenders like Mist on that back line.
The thing is, I was really hoping, you're talking about it being a fluke, I was really hoping that Optic, they weren't a fluke. But, you know, obviously they've done well here. They're still currently in that second spot. They've still done brilliantly. But you don't want Optic to be a fluke. You know, they've still got a great chance of getting through to that major realistically.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
The other teams have done. But you don't want to lose like this. You don't want to get to Saturday and lose literally 8-0 on the day. Like that's just demoralizing. Whereas FaZe Clan, what a turnaround from them. A complete opposite turn for both of these teams.
I mean, if you want to be an optimist, which I know you're not, you're
I'm not. No,
currently
I'm sad and pathetic.
glass half empty all the time.
Upset with things, yeah.
But for Optic Gaming, it's one day, right? And yes, terrible performance so far. They need to find a goal, and they do. What a pinch from AJ.
Brilliant play from AJ there as well. Typical pass it back, he has to. And then AJ capitalizes on Magic Bear's bump, keeps Mist grounded, and then forces the 50 alongside the first defender that he encountered. AJ, that 1v1 skill coming into play, levels it up, dead on halfway in the game, and Optic Gaming need that goal to galvanize a turnaround.
And Reddles with the disruption on the back end. Here comes First Killer, and what a tough spot to be in, but what a great save from Reddles, realizing Magic Bear was in a jam, able to get that one out. Great play from Optic Gaming, but as I was saying earlier, I mean, they're currently sitting at second in points to make that major.
So well in the Spring Open.
I know, but that's all you really need is one performance where you show up and show out, and that could make you go to the major. So for them,
this is still good.
It's still good.
It's still a good placement, but it's not what Optic wanted considering that they came third previously. It's a good long shot.
I think it's
the
way they're losing that's putting this sour taste in our mouth, right?
Absolutely.
It's not the fact that they're losing, it's the fact that it's like not getting wins at all.
Not getting game wins. And you need to get game wins, then just get yourself some confidence as well. Because going 8-0 on the day is going to shake people. That would shake any competitor. That's not what you want to be seeing. Especially when it's that full streak too. It's Typical, capitalizing off one demo in the midfield. Typical flicking again. Magic Bear does get the ever-important touch. And after all of our waffling, Subi, there's a 1 minute 10 seconds left with Magic Bear and Rettles both committing for that one, but Rettles brilliantly going towards that back wall. The touch towards AJ. AJ will receive, punts it back down, can't get the second touch though. And First Killer, the man who has been everything for FaZe so far, to that backboard, tries to get it lower, missed, was in a position to save, but Magic Bear with an even better saving position.
Yeah, Reddles has been crucial for the saves. He's been getting the demos. Now, First Killer needs a 1v3. Almost does it. AJ didn't have a lot of boost to work with. This ball still in a dangerous spot for Optic Gaming. Typical, keeping it alive for FaZe Clan. First Killer's already up, looking for the double. Oh, Mist gonna finish it off. What an offensive sequence for FaZe Clan.
The 3 men team up again. First gonna realizes can't get to that. Let's let the powerhouse boomer in. Missed, fires it crossbar. There was a touch from the defender, but it was not enough. 30 seconds remain. First killer on the FaZe Clan with first killer on the brink of a sweep against Optic.
Oh my. First killer goes up just so quick. So speedy. That flick absolutely brutal and missed, denied by Reddles. Nearing 10 seconds to go here. Optic Gaming have to march the full length of the field. AJ, brilliant challenge there to push it all the way into the orange half. First killer pushes it towards midfield, and Reddles gets dunked by Typical, and that could be it. This ball needs to stay up. Optic Gaming need to keep it alive, and they're gonna own goal to end their own lives.
At least it's not another 2-1. They made it 3 in the end. Their streak of the 2